Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a day, and we are not done yet. The two early matches have finished, and Wrexham at home to Burton Albion. In the end, we had a 3-0 victory. It took a little while to get going, but once we did, we banged in a few goals, and we have dropped the goal difference. Then Wickham in third, just behind us, they managed to lose by giving away a penalty. Was the penalty deserved? I'm hearing it's not. But look of the draw, they have lost. We have won, and that has made a big difference. Also to come today, Charlton will still be playing. The big things to talk about today, come and have your say. We have our first guest in the background waiting. We are going to start the show, so get in the queue, ladies and gents. We want at least 7 people in today. Come on board, have your say. And this is the WREXtra Time. I am Paddy Power, and this is the local pundit. So we are back, and I'm going to bring Lexi straight in and see what she has to say. This is your show after all. Lexi, how are we doing? Can't hear you, Lexi.
Hello?
There we go. I can hear some clicking in the background.
Why am I not hearing you?
I can hear you perfectly now.
Oh, there we go.
Good. You hearing me now?
We are going up. We are going up.
Good.
Hey.
We are going up. Said we are going up. Yes. Yes.
So
After
happy
that
in your
really
household.
disappointing first half, waking up early, everybody was miserable.
Miserable? Not anymore.
There seems to be a delay.
Are you hearing me through the
I am, but I think there's a
YouTube?
delay on my end.
Are you hearing me through the audio from YouTube instead of the audio from StreamYard?
I think I need to go out and come back in because there's a delay on my mic.
Okay. Yeah, try that. No problem. Okay, Lexi's going to go out and come back and see if she can resolve the issues there. First time on the show, these things happen. Technical difficulties. No problem, no problem. So let's keep going. Who is next? You can skip the queue here now if you're quick enough, guys. Jump in. So who is in the chat? Let's have a quick look. Hip Karma, Brian Burton, Michael Hillier, Ted Nelson, Johnny Appleseed, Glenn DeBursey. Behind Bars, I haven't seen that name before. Or have I? Dan Moore, Global Pundit, Local Pundit, George Williams, Esteban is here, Marie from SoCal, Dave Pikey, Last Chance, Kai VTG, lots and lots of people here. Okay, Lexi is back, so hang on, let's bring in Lexi. Hello.
I'm not hearing you. This is so strange.
Okay. Can you go into your settings, the 3 dots near your name? And,
I got it. I fixed it. Yes.
Aha. Okay.
Oh my goodness! Technology challenge this morning.
No problem. Oh, nice to have a new guest. You haven't been on before, Lexi, have
you? You're joking, right?
So go on.
Yes. So I think Marriott has earned his spot back at the start of the starting lineup. Because
take coming in.
Yeah, because I really feel, I know I'm not the only one who just feels Rodriguez. I know everybody says I feel some, okay, sorry. My mind's going, I had caffeine this morning. So Rodriguez is just not proving to be as good as we thought he would. And I know everybody says he has to work his way into the team, but I feel Smith has done that very well. But Rodriguez just has struggled to do it. It's the same with Longman. he didn't play that type of defensive role before, but neither did Barnett. And Barnett worked his way into it. And I feel Longman is working his way into it. And as everybody's pointing out, he's doing better on the right than on the left. So that might be a change they just need to make for Longman. But Rodriguez just isn't doing it. And Marriott proved today that he still got it and that he deserves to be starting. And Rodriguez should be on the bench.
Okay, so you want Marriott and Smith together up front?
Yes. And I know we always want to have the defensive taller guy up front. That seems to be our MO, but we could try it.
We could try it, but today Marriott did come on for Smith, not for the Rodriguez side, because Fletcher came on for Rodriguez.
Yes, true. And we all know, as good as Fletcher is, he's not an all game guy. For whatever reason.
He doesn't have the stamina. Simple. He knows it.
Yeah.
He said so.
So either way, I really think that how many games left? 5. We're finally finding our form.
Yeah.
But it's still slow. It's still slow the first half. I don't know why. That was a home game. They were one man down. That was very frustrating to watch. The first half. It was,
and it is very often frustrating to watch when a team is down to 10 men. They go so defensive, so deep. It can be a pain. I was okay going into halftime at 0-0, but I wasn't. I was getting more and more nervous. So the longer in the second half it remained at 0-0, I was going, oh, don't like this. But once that first goal happens, it often opens the dam.
Yeah, and I mean, I love winning and I love getting a goal, but I think like many, I don't think that was, I think he should have gotten a card. And we would have still won fair and square, but I'm not going to complain about the, 4 points goal differential versus 3 points. I think it's like any of the cup games when it comes down to penalties. Even if you win, it doesn't feel like a win. We all want to win fair and square and because we actually won the game. So it was great to get 2 more goals so we could definitely feel justified that we truly won this match.
Okay. I understand the sentiment, but the tackle was a solid red card. I don't think they were hard done by the ref in this situation. He went in, studs up, missed the ball and took the player. So it was a stone cold red in this case, actually. Yeah,
true. Okay.
But I can still understand feeling, for the other team.
Yeah. Right. I'm actually referring, actually that wasn't a penalty, but where their goalie came out at us and I was surprised with him being so lippy. He didn't get a card, but I sort of felt bad for him because he was doing his job and we slammed into him.
Yeah, I think the ref there actually felt bad for the keeper because that should have been a card.
Yeah,
absolutely, it should have been a card, and it potentially should have been a red card actually.
Yep.
So the fact that he was willing to give the penalty and give 0 cards shows one of these situations he did not intend it, didn't want to give the cards, but was still going to give the penalty.
I mean, I think this is the type of ref we wish we had every single match because
maybe, yeah, some decisions along those lines, common sense decisions, they're generally called. Maybe not strictly letter of the law, but he took it upon himself to make a decision that's probably fairest among the match. So
now my husband, I don't know if I agree with this, but he wanted me to add his 2 cents into while I'm on here.
Okay.
He thinks, which I don't know, he thinks that the reason Mullen and Palmer have been kept off is that they're getting them ready for the next league up. So they're improving their skill set. I don't know about that, but
that's a bit of a stretch.
But at the same time, what I'm really, 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 really hoping is we win our next match and Wickham loses their next match. So we have that absolutely healthy lead so that they can possibly think about maybe putting Mullen on the bench just to make the fans happy, just to show, why he's not even been on the bench. Because maybe, just maybe, he might surprise us. Who knows?
Okay. So just to kind of comment on that though, so you want Marriott to start playing,
yes,
and now you also want Mullen to be on the bench too. So now you're
not
taking,
until the end,
taking J-Rod off.
No, yeah, I'm not a fan. I mean, on paper, he looked really good, and I was excited when we signed him. But when you look at, and he's played for country as well as in EFL, right? You just expect more. And I know everybody's saying how he's very good defensively, and that's why we keep him on there. But we did get him as a striker, and every strike that he's gone for has been sloppy, off target, like just crazy. And it's just shocking to me that on paper he's such a good player, but he's really not proven himself to be on the pitch.
Yeah. Fair points. Thanks for your call. We have Elle in the background, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Lexi.
I'm going to be listening, but I have laundry and stuff to do because the game started strange time. So I am going to leave and let somebody else talk.
No problem. And if we go long today, then feel free to jump back in later. No problem.
Okay. Happy Saturday, everybody. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay, guys. Next up is Elle. Been a while, Elle. How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
My man.
I'm good.
Happy morning. And the day's not finished yet.
I almost dared to say back to back to back, but we're not there yet.
I've already said it, so I'm ahead of you. But yeah, it's starting to look close, isn't it?
Yeah, we're almost there. If things go like this for the rest of the season, yeah, it's going to be great. Of course, we got a bit lucky, but yeah.
If Charlton lose today,
then it might be...
That would be a big one. And if you want to go even further, Charlton and Stockport, if they both lose today, that would be ridiculous results.
We can hold on to that, though. Like, we have to, of course, just keep getting our own results first. But yeah, that would be very nice, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, the guests are rolling in. Excellent. John Hills, we have you in the background. A couple of minutes, I'll get you in there, buddy. No problem. So, Elle, what do you want to talk about? What points do you want to bring up today?
Well, maybe to talk about J-Rod a bit more from what was said before. I think it might just be the position might be the problem. Palmer wasn't scoring that position. J-Rod is not scoring that position. Maybe there's something there that's not quite working. Maybe that is not the position to score goals from. Maybe we should not expect them to score as many goals. Of course, we would like to see it. But overall, I think he's been doing good. I was happy that Fletcher came on to capitalize on the 10 men to maybe get a bit more creative. Yeah, because I think Fletcher is that level above both J-Rod and Palmer, but he just can't do the full 90, sadly.
Okay, so to be clear, what you're saying is you're happy enough with J-Rod in the position, just that maybe we need to think that the position itself is just a weak one.
Yeah, for now it's okay. I think for next season we might have to look either at a different player, different positioning. Yeah, but for now I think it's fine. Yeah, there's not much we can do differently at the moment, so this is the best we got.
Yeah, and the 3 goals we had today did us a job with the goal difference.
For
goal
sure,
difference is now down to 1 with Wickham.
Yeah.
So that is nice. Everybody was a little worried about the 5 goals. That has done us a favor today.
Yeah, I was hoping we would score a lot today after that guy got sent off. Yeah, I'm happy we got the 3 goals. Happy that Reading was able to score 1. It's really turning out to be my second favorite team in this league now.
Yeah.
Just so in their situation, you want to do them to do well, and them now also doing us a favor this game. It's great. Yeah.
So do you want Reading to come up through the playoffs with us?
I'm not sure if that's the best situation for them as a club to go up again, just for the whole situation. It might be good for them, but I would definitely, it would be nice for them to have some comeuppance this season, for sure.
I wouldn't mind it. And I'm going to be horrible here and say the one big positive, if they do come up with us, is there's a chance that if everything goes wrong, then they get removed from the championship and it's one less spot to come back down next season.
Yeah. I mean, what would happen if that? Yeah. What would happen if that happens? I don't know. I don't know what that would look like, but yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Elle. I'll bring John in now if that's okay. And, maybe jump back in later if you like, if we're staying for a while.
Yeah, we'll see. Thanks.
Take care.
See ya.
Okay, guys, next up, we are hitting 3. We said today we want to break our record. Our record was 6. So we're waiting for 7 guests today. So I'm going to throw the link out here before we bring John in. Link is here for the next guest. Jump into the queue in the background and come and talk to me. Okay, John. How are you doing, John?
Patrick, how are you doing?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're the first person to call me Patrick on the channel. I don't mind it. No, I don't mind it. You're welcome to. I just wanted to make note. I do think you're the first person ever to call me Patrick on the channel.
We can go more European and go Patrice if you prefer. Make it fancy.
Hey, look, I've got the hair for it. Okay, so what's your big talking point today?
Well, not a big talking point so much. I was thinking on the point of Reading.
Okay.
If they do go down, the situation is potentially worse for us now. Now that obviously Reading are taking points off Wycombe.
Okay.
They're for sale. And if only we knew some rich people who could come in with say 30 million and buy Reading, stop them getting kicked out the league and buying promotion. I mean, do you know anyone? I can't. No one springs to mind.
Maybe a friend of our owner who likes wearing yellow might like to have his own club. So if we went up and if they came up through promotion and then they needed in the summer someone to buy the club, maybe we could have a Deadpool versus Wolverine situation. Maybe. That would be fun.
I was rather hoping Ryan would come and swoop in and buy the club now and then stop me getting kicked out and then just watch the whole English league system just go mental. They're buying the league. Yeah, okay. I'm okay with it.
Well, with the Reading thing, with the letter that was put out by the EFL recently, I think they actually showed their hand. They said that one of their options is to suspend the club from play and activities, but still be part of the league. So I believe that is what their intention is going to be if they need to use it. So if the shares are not sold or released or he is gone as the owner, then they can suspend the club, allow it time to remain in the league while they still try and resolve a new owner. But any remaining matches, including playoffs, will be forfeit, basically. They won't get promotion if under that scenario, and then nobody loses points. They don't have all that mess. So
it makes more sense than the last fixtures being automatically gifted to the outstanding fixtures, which wouldn't be fair because you can't say which way fixtures would or wouldn't have gone, especially at this time of the season. So that would make wiping the slate clean would make sense. But let's hope it doesn't, because we know better than anyone about teams going through the ringer and having financial difficulties, and we've come out the other side, and I really hope Reading do as well. Whether they go up or not, I don't know. Hopefully, we want the best for them. Would it be best for them financially? Don't know.
It's one of these. You really don't know. Maybe someone will swoop in and buy them if they become a championship club. At 30 million championship club, if you've got another 40, 50 million willing to invest in players, and you can do it. I don't know how much leeway they'll have, but if they have the money to think that they might have a shot of staying up, buy a few players, might be worth a shot.
Their training facility is world class, and their stadium is fantastic. I've played there. It's fantastic. It's ready to go for any league you want to be in. So 30 million for me is a snip. It's a bargain. We got
it is, yeah. It sounds
like 10%. It'll be fine. Yeah.
And Josh just messaged there in the comments. James from Reading Away Days just messaged him. You're welcome.
Well, actually, I put on my lucky hoodie. Welsh Techie has his lucky pants, which I assume he's wearing. And if not, we're going to fall out. But I put the lucky hoodie on. I realised I wasn't wearing it after about 50, 60 minutes, and then bang, goals galore. So you're welcome as well. It's clearly magic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will not take it off for the next month.
Okay. So any other topic you want to hit on there? Something from the match today, maybe?
From the match, I was interested. People were calling out for Longman and Barney, weren't they, from the start? And what when they both came on? Both got assists. Both were looking dangerous. Norman shifted to the left because he's more capable than Barney there. But at the end, did you notice they'd swap back? Barney was sitting on the left and Longman was out on the right. I don't know if that was just
that
they were out of position and they were holding until there was a break so they could swap back. I don't know if it was tactical or...
Yeah, I think that was probably just tactical when one got massively out of position, that they just covered each other in that same way.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I've seen that before, yeah. But it's interesting that they're willing to get that far out of position in order to try and make an attack in the first place. You know, so there are signs there. We want to be attacking for the remainder of the season, is my opinion, I think, you know?
Yeah. I wonder if it was a move because Fordy came on and May was very dynamic down the right. By the way, what a legend. Did you hear the reception he got? About a minute's applause when he came on the pitch.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
Absolutely. But then straight on, you know, he's beating 3 or 4 people down the way. I'm going, all right, that's enough. No, stop now. 40. Let's not fall out. Don't go knocking our goal difference back now. So yeah, really good to see him. Shame James Jones wasn't there, but you know.
Okay. Thanks very much for your time. Hip Karma is in the queue in the background, so we'll swap out to Hip if that's okay.
No worries.
Take care, my man, and we will talk to you again very soon.
See you later.
Hip Karma, hello, can you hear me? I have 2 of you, so I'll swap you out and get the second one. Hello.
Hello.
There we go.
Woohoo!
How are you doing?
I am well. It's only 1 o'clock in the morning. It's brilliant.
See, you stayed awake to come talk to me. I'm delighted.
I did indeed. Have to celebrate this win. Have to celebrate it.
Big win. It is absolutely.
It really is. And I'm particularly happy for JM. I mean, Marriott really deserves that goal, and the amount of confidence that it's going to give him, I am excited to see.
Okay. I've just realised the match has started, Charlton versus Lincoln. So I'm just throwing it up on my second screen here. 6 minutes into the match and currently 0-0, as expected. Okay, sorry about that. So, what did you see in the match today? What do you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about JM. And the fact that Parky subbed in the first half as well as at halftime. So for all of those people who say that Parky never subs before the 70th minute, hello.
There are some reasons why he may have done that today, but I said the same thing as well. I said it's nice to see him subbing for particular reasons, you know, to get a push on. And this was the type of game I thought Fletcher suited as well. When he was bringing Fletcher on that early, I'm like, yes, this is the type of match where Fletcher will get a head on a ball. Yes,
agreed. It was a great opportunity for him. And if, as some people have rumoured, J-Rod got a bit of a knock, then there was no reason to keep him on.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
If you hear snores, it's my older dog. She's asleep beside me.
At the moment, not hearing anything.
Wonderful.
You're perfect. So J-Rod came off. Happy enough with that, obviously, possibly because of an injury, a bit of a knock there. How did you find the attacking situation? Obviously, it's a bit different when they go down to 10 men and defend so heavily. But all our goals today came from our strike team.
They did, and that was a pleasant surprise. Although, you know, Max was going deep early.
He was,
and I thought that was interesting. He looked like a bit of a chance in there. It was satisfying and encouraging that all goals came from the strikers, and I think it's going to help a lot. One of the things that I speculated about in our first half behaviour was potentially the fact that, you know, one of the owners was there for only the second time this season, and most of the players on that pitch are the newer players, and could that have impacted their psyche a little bit? My first thought had been, that would motivate them, that would get them going. But if it had exhibited as nerves or a little bit along those lines, it was potentially a concern. My thoughts on that, though, were reversed a bit when I heard Parky's post-match interview on the pitch or pitch side, where he was observing, yes, it was slower, and they could have had more motivation or more momentum. But then he also noted that almost all of the guys on the pitch had just played 3 games in short order and were looking a little leggy in the first half. And I thought, that explains much more sensibly what was happening with the team. And I think that's a fair observation. And we're actually going to get the full week to rest, recover, and
for the
train.
next one. Yeah,
which I think we really need.
Yeah, so most of the matches from here on out are almost a week. So we have Saturday, Friday, Monday, Saturday, or something like that. Or Saturday, Friday, Monday, Saturday. So basically a week.
That's good.
Yeah. And so now the points situation, obviously, we really didn't touch on it, but I think everybody is aware of it. Lincoln have now dropped points today. So they are behind us by 6 points or 5 points. What is it? Is it 5 or 6 points?
Wickham?
Yes. Let's see.
Because you said Lincoln and you confused me.
Oh, sorry. Wickham, yes. Okay, 6 points. There we go. Just confirming that. So they're 6 points behind us. They have one game in hand, which they will be playing on Tuesday on their own. Nobody else is playing Tuesday night. So even if they win that match now, they are 3 points behind us officially for the same number of matches played. And we know they have a particularly difficult run-in from here. So for me right now, Charlton are the bigger danger. And let's see what happens with them today. But it's certainly looking good. Absolutely. No matches to make up. Nice week, almost a week rest between. It's certainly in our hands now, is one way of saying it. Everybody talks about in your hands, get your job done. We can do it now.
It's certainly much more likely. Yes, I agree. And given, as you said earlier, 3 of our strikers just scored this match, it's going to help the confidence there. I am hoping that the Dobbo injury is minor. They said it's a gash on his calf, and they decided not to stitch it at half time because he said he could have come back on at half time. I thought, why would they do that? Why would you when you've got Lee there? So we'll see what happens with that one. It is an exciting time, and I'm not counting my chickens.
Yeah,
because banana peels.
Yeah, of course. Just to dig in a second on the strikers there. The first one was Fletcher with a penalty. We're not worried about Fletcher scoring because he's the super sub. We know that he comes on late and he is always just solid and dangerous and potentially up for a goal. Then we had Smith, who they broke through with a nice pass by Longman into him to get the shot off. And then later that was swapped out for Marriott, and he did the same from the other side almost and got it around the keeper. So both those goals were really nice breakthrough goals with Smith and Marriott. And Marriott didn't have a lot of time to prove himself again. So that's great for him, because when you're sitting on the bench like that, it's like, okay, are you cold? Can you score? What's the situation? And I think he proved today he's on it and ready. And maybe he partially proved why he should be on a bench. If you can come off and do that, then we kind of understand maybe a little bit more that he's playing well in training.
Look, I agree. the thing that I will give Marriott is that every time he gets on that pitch, it is clear that he is giving 100% of what he has at that point. And he responded so quickly to the opportunity that was given to him when Barney passed. I think it says a lot that both Ryans did vital assists at that point during the game, and good combinations as a result.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what else do we want to talk about? What have we not spoken about? We are waiting for some more guests as well, guys. We are now looking for guest number 6, I think.
Let's break this record. Let's break this
yes,
record.
We got to break this record today. We are only at 30 minutes. We're not even halfway through a short session.
You've been booting us off too quickly, Paddy. Too quickly, sir.
I told everyone they can come back on. This is the new style, ladies and gents. Come in, have your say. If somebody else is there, we swap them out. That's what I've been told to do. That's what we're trying.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But no one else is here, so so you have at it, Karma.
Okay, we'll do.
No problem.
I liked having Leon at halftime. I think he was more active in creative ways this match than last match. I think he's coming back in to his own a little more. Yeah. Your thoughts?
Yeah. He got a hard time for missing the goal last week, and he really should have got it. But it's a little unfair when people come off the bench and haven't had minutes to kind of be too harsh. So he looked good today. He looked good.
I thought so. I was pleased with what he contributed. I found it encouraging. Both Ryans assisted and made important contributions. It's something I would like to see more of.
Mm-hmm.
And in saying that, I'm not someone who's demanding that Macca need to be replaced as a starter. But I would like to see more of it.
So your choice, you would put Longman and Barnett on?
I think it would depend on the game, honestly. I would be almost as happy with subbing sooner at the wings if it looks like Macca is slowing.
Okay.
Within the course of the match.
Yeah. What do you think of the idea I've put forward a couple of times, which is that I would like to see Macca as a late sub to come in for obviously whichever player needs to come off, because you can swap Longman back for Barney and then put Macca back on the left. But what about him coming in later with a full gas tank? Do you think then he could potentially get more out of it?
I think it's certainly viable. It is a case of, I think, managing what the rest of the team are going to do about that on the pitch from the context of leadership role early on. Who would you be putting in that leadership role if you didn't have Macca on there to start?
Well, it would go to O'Connell. He's kind of next in line. We've pretty much seen that. Do you think our team would miss him from that point of view a lot?
I do, in fact. Okay. And one of those reasons is the experience and the attitude that he brings. And that's not to say that the attitude of Macca last season, he has been more gentlemanlike this season as captain. But he has. I mean,
Okay.
the amount of cards that he had gotten last season compared to this season, if we went and had a look, I'm sure is significantly less. So he's pulled his head in, for want of a better description, to an extent, and come in and continue to show fight and determination and grit
Okay.
within that leadership role without getting as many yellow cards.
Okay. Good point.
Do I think it's important? Yes, I think you need a mature head on there as a captain. We have played many teams with younger captains. I've been surprised at the age of some captains that have played, and more power to them. However, it's that balance between our more mature players and the younger team that I think is part of the success. I mean, Smith mentioned it in one of his interviews post joining, that he had to recalibrate to a more balanced, more mature team, as opposed to the team that Reading has no choice but to field, which is a team of young players. And so the difference is there. And I believe that it does impact.
I agree with everything you're saying. I personally don't think it would be such a big impact if he came off. I think we've enough experience in the team. I would be comfortable that we would have leadership roles elsewhere. But we do have a bit of breaking news that I didn't notice that was in the chat there for a few minutes. Lincoln City 1, Charlton Athletic 0.
We'll take that.
We'll take that. So the rest of our day continuing may be going the way we want it. Let's see what happens. Guys, we have our next guest, Brian Loop, in the background. Hit camera, is it okay if we swap out?
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Talk again. Bye. Okay, Brian, welcome in. Brian, how are you doing?
Doing good. How you doing, Patty?
Good. Nice and loud. Here we go. So you just heard that breaking news, did you?
Yes, I did. I saw it on Pop Mob waiting room. So that's good news. Yeah. I agree. I think Charlton's worried about, but if we can get them to drop points today, massive.
Oh, it would be huge today. Yeah. Just to push them back that chunk. Yeah.
Oh, Stockport's up 2-0. So.
Okay. I'm less worried about Stockport.
So is it good morning to you, right?
No, I'm coming up on evening. Okay. 5:23 in the afternoon.
Okay. No, I just heard your point on the Rodriguez, or not on the Rodriguez, on the McClean, Barnett, Logman situation. And I want to say I agree with you 100% on that. I think they need to utilize the Barnett Longman combination more like they did today, and then have McClean as coming in with energy in the last 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe even half. Depends on who we're playing and the matchup.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. I guess it was probably missing. The beginning of the season, McClean I thought was on fire, but he was getting right. He was playing aggressively, but for the last couple months, I just don't see him playing as aggressive as he was at the beginning of the season. I don't know if that's wear and tear or just the nature of play.
Do you think he is slower, or does he just look slower? Like, what's your opinion on that?
I think he looks slower, and especially on the reaction. Like, they'll pass him the ball and he's slow getting, or he doesn't break as quick and the pass goes by him, or things like that. Where before, beginning of the season, I just felt like he was on top of things a lot more. He was aggressive, and I just don't see that aggressiveness like then.
Yeah, I have wondered, has he been just a little bit careful with conserving because he has been so used to playing the full 90 minutes, full matches, start to finish, back to back to back to back? What would be the situation if you told him, I'm going to bring you on with about 30 minutes and go for it. So either you're bringing him on and telling him we're in a great position, we want you to go heavily defensive, which we know he can do, or if we need goals, we know that he has attacking abilities in him. He's been put up front as a striker for us before. So if you brought him on with only 30 minutes left and said, right, do damage, we need you up in that box, we need you pushing. Maybe he would be attacking much more than he currently is.
I think he's much more a better attacker player than he's a defender. I worry about back and tries to help out on defense. That kind of worries me when he does that. But, you know, with Clem back there and things like that, when he gets back there, I kind of scares me a little bit.
Okay. Humphrey from Patrick. Humphrey just said Macca was trying to train with him for his marathon, suggesting they do 13 miles before training. Sounds like he's feeling very fit. Yeah, I'm not surprised. And this is the kind of duality in what we're seeing with him. But I wonder, is it more long-term stamina? Is he missing a bit of the instant snappy speed, sprint speed? I don't know. It just looks that way. Maybe I'm wrong. It can be deceiving, like Foul. You look at Foul, and when he is shifting it, he still looks slow. So I don't know. It's hard to tell.
He went out for his yellow card suspension. When he got the yellow cards and had to sit out a couple games, when he came back, he just didn't. He just doesn't seem like he was before that. Like he was wasn't as aggressive. I don't know if he was worried about getting more yellow cards. Who knows? But I mean, I just don't. After that suspension, I don't think he's the same player as he was before that. And I think part of that has to do with the lineup we have now, the players that surround him. You know, we brought in Rodriguez, all these great players now. He's not a top player anymore. I think that has something.
Yeah. What do you think of the Marriott situation? That when he came on, how he looked?
I thought he looked great. And the cross that he scored on, that was from Barnett, right? Yeah. I mean, over the top, that was perfect placement. I mean, but the finishes, that finish and Sam Smith's finish was absolutely great. Low to the keeper's, weak side, and just both of them were great. I think the penalty we got lucky on, but you sit there and say, "Oh, that shouldn't have been a penalty." But how many calls did we not get in the past that didn't go our way? So they all come out in the wash. I mean, it was a little hard, but I think both of them were kind of going in there kind of reckless. It could have been a 50-50, but we'll take it. It's an extra goal on our difference.
Yeah, just talking about Mac. I'm just laughing here from Scott. I'm going to show it. Anyone calling the Wrexham insider a stain and a weasel should start every match. McClean for manager when Parky retires.
Lane would be a bad man.
Yeah, I wonder if he has started his coaching badges. It would be hilarious to have him as a manager.
Yeah.
I don't know how many teams he could go to other than us, but
yeah. But I think we're in a good spot. 6 points above Wickham with the game where they have a game in hand, so really 3 when you think about it. But their schedule, I mean, they've got tough. I mean, they're tough. 6 games are against the top 9 teams. So, and I think 4 of those are away, or maybe today's was one of the 4 away. But I think, yeah, I mean, they've got a tough schedule, much tougher than what we have. Hopefully, we can close it out. I think, in the 5 games we have, if we win 3 of the 5, I think we're golden. Because
absolutely.
Wickham's not going to win out, and if Charlton lose today, then that's just going to put us in a better spot. Yeah,
the Charlton is the big one. If they were to lose this match today, that's huge. That really puts them on the back foot. They need to win almost every single match.
Yeah, if we don't get automatic promotion, we lost it.
From here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's all on us. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't get automatic at this point. I mean, we fall apart, I think. And I think Parky's got them playing really well. We're on good form. Our waveform's improved. Glad to see that. It's huge coming down the stretch. And if we can continue that, I don't have my computer up in front of me, so I can't remember who we have to go, but it's not any of the big teams.
Yeah. Okay, just putting it out there, guys. We have now had 6 guests today. We have matched the record, but we haven't broken it just yet. Is someone going to be lucky number 7? Because this is your show, guys. Come on, I want more and more and more people in here. Come talk to me. I'm not scared. Look at me today. I'm all happy. I'm not even giving out. I don't think I've said one bad word today, have I?
Yeah. Well, Patty, I've got to go. I've got to get back to you.
Cool. Thanks very much, Brian. Take
All
care.
right.
We'll see you again. Okay. Now, another comment here I'm going to pull up from Patrick Oden. We're going to spend some stupid big money. I'm not going to talk on this too much right now, but I will talk on it very much soon. Aaron and myself will be doing a lot on the players for the summer season, of course. And we can talk about going up to the championship very soon, hopefully, once it gets that little bit more confirmed. But are there some big topics I have missed today? Because I've been so happy and joyous. And I can't remember anything negative to say, really, except we didn't score soon enough. But look, hey, that's not the end of the world because we did score in the end. Did I miss anything big? I don't think so. But we haven't broken the record yet. So last time, guys, I'm going to stick this out. If no one comes in, we're going to close it down without the record broken. I will be heartbroken if no one jumps in. So, invite link into the chat. There we go. Boom. So into the comments, let's have a look. Let's see, is there anything I have missed? Foul wasn't playing. Looking at the change, no change of team today. Were people tired and leggy? Maybe. But we are now going into weekly matches pretty much, so that should get a little bit better. Wickham obviously have an extra match. It's a bit tighter for them. They're going to be tired. They have a match on Tuesday and then the weekend. Defense didn't really have too much to do today. Max was getting right up the front. Okonkwo did what he had to do. Okay, I'm going to talk about Okonkwo for a minute because I was speaking to Ken about this as we were watching the match, and he did really well today. He came charging off his line to collect the ball when there was danger coming in, and that's not normally like him. And we did call it out and say that is the type of defending that you need to become a top-class goalie. You have to see the danger instantly and react and say, I'm going to go and get that, even if you have to throw your body on the line. So I'm going to give a little shout out to AO there, and another clean sheet for him as well. So that is now 21 clean sheets in total for us and another for AO. And before I bring Bruce in, because we have got our record-breaking guest in the background, for anyone who doesn't know, AO has been selected as potentially player of the month. So go and vote and get our AO to become player of the month. So welcome, Bruce. Hello.
Hello.
Congratulations. You break our record for the most number of guests on our show.
I would crack open a Wrexham lager to celebrate that, except I only have so many in the fridge and I have to crack one open to celebrate the win today.
Okay, so did you come in because you have a hot topic that hasn't been discussed?
No, I don't
must be discussed.
Hot topic.
Or did you just come in because I wanted to break the record?
I just came in because I wanted to say rather than type how ruthless how ruthless Parkey was today in playing against a team, a man down with the bus parked, just keeping the ball moving left and right, forcing them to reset their defense, forcing them to come out, forcing the defenders to keep moving, forcing them to empty their tanks until they were at a big disadvantage by halfway through the second half. So
Okay.
it was, everybody wanted the goals to start rolling as soon as we
Yeah.
were a man up. But you're a man up, but your goalkeeper is still in the net. So you're playing 10 men against 10 men. So if they're going all defense, it's still hard.
Yeah.
And it was getting them to play the way they haven't been playing, not going direct as they wanted to, just draining the energy of the defense. So it would have been painful to watch for a Burton supporter if they were looked behind. We're still holding on. We're still holding on. And I thought it was I thought it was a bit of a soft penalty, but swings and roundabouts. I was not irate against the penalty in the last game, so I saved up some karma credit for not having people getting a soft penalty in this game. I reckon. One thing though, this attacking setup, instead of going 3 strikers and that formation, which never seems to work, this attacking setup, taking out Maka, putting in Ryan, and swapping one of the 2 more defense-minded midfielders for Lee.
Yeah.
This worked a lot better than when they put in 3 strikers.
Yeah, it's a strong attacking lineup. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah.
And the other thing is the goal differential. Everybody's worried about the goal differential with Wickham, but these extra goals really help against Charlton as well. Because we've been leading Charlton, but they would have had to make up goal differential if they were making up points. This gives us a much more comfortable cushion. Charlton is getting to the point where they have to pass us. They cannot match Wrexham points.
Yeah, as it stands, the goal is at 9 because they're currently losing another 1 in their match at the moment. And the danger with the goal difference with Charlton is, of course, the fact we still have to play them. So on the second last match, if we have a disaster and lose something like 3-0, that's a 6-point swing in the goal difference. So that does make a very big difference to that situation. So that's why maybe it's important to have more of a cushion. But a 9-goal cushion at the moment is decent, very decent.
Okay, so that's all I came in wanting to say, and congratulations on breaking the record.
Thank you very much, and thank you for breaking the record with us today, Bruce. And we will catch you again next time.
All righty.
On that bombshell, take care. Okay, so guys, I think that will do it for today. We are just coming up on an hour. Wow, what a day. We are coming up on halftime in the Lincoln City Charlton match. And Charlton are currently losing 1-0 while they are playing at home. So if that stays the way it is... Oh, hang on. We're not done yet. We have another guest who just jumped in.
Okay, so...
hello.
That's all I'm doing.
Hey guys, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Well, after that game, how could I not be anything but great? So and also the early Charlton results look very promising as well. So can't stay on for long. I have a bunch of errands I got to run. I just wanted to drop in and say hello, and what a great game that it was all around. Everything was just spectacular today. So
You're welcome. Welcome. No problem at all.
what was your view of the game? I didn't catch the beginning of your show, so I apologize if you guys went over that, which I'm sure you probably did anyway.
I was okay with the start of the match. Obviously, they went down to 10, which made a change. They went completely defensive. I had said from about 30 minutes to Ken that this looks like a match that we will eventually score. It's just a matter of time. Now, I did get nervous when it was coming up 60 minutes or so and we still hadn't scored. But it looked like we were going to score at some point. And the possibility then, once you score the first one, is they have to come out and attack. They're going to leave gaps because otherwise there's nothing they can do with 10 men. But for a few minutes, I was getting a little nervy that we might end up with a draw.
It had elements of that, that's for sure. And I would love to have been a fly on the wall in the halftime locker room. Actually, speaking of halftime, any reason why Burton stayed on the field for a little bit before they went into the locker?
I don't know why, actually. Yeah, that was mentioned to me as well at the time that they stayed on. No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a little unusual.
It is a little unusual, absolutely.
Maybe they just basically the gaffer telling them that they've done well, right? So
yeah, it could be.
Also noticed that Wrexham was on their best behavior. They did not want to give up multiple yellows leading to a red or an outright red. I mean, it was. Yeah. They were well behaved. Well behaved.
Yeah, you can sometimes find when the other team has already received a yellow card, a ref will get very defensive for that team. You're not going to bully them. You're not going to kick lumps out of them, and they're almost looking to even the score if you're crazy enough to try and muscle through them, because there were a couple of very light fouls given in their direction.
Yeah,
and afterwards, but that's kind of standard.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure these guys, being experienced pros, will know that, and I'm sure Parky would have reinforced that. Don't blow this opportunity by taking a foul type of thing. Yeah. Anyway, it was just a wonderful result. Ryan was in the audience, so that certainly makes it even more interesting. So.
Yeah, in other news here from John Hills, Blackpool are now losing 1-0. They are on a hot streak, looking to get into the playoffs. We will be playing them shortly, so that's not a great thing, but it's pretty good if they lose a couple of more points and are pushed that bit further away from playoffs. I don't think that hurts us at all, but doesn't directly impact us in what we're achieving.
So is it fair to say watch out Birmingham?
I wouldn't go that far.
No, but one can dream. One can dream.
One can dream, absolutely. But yeah, that one I don't think is going to be reality, unfortunately.
Well, wonderful result. Are you alone today? I don't see any of your typical.
I am. I am alone today. Ken is asleep, and Aaron, unfortunately, is sick.
Okay, well, Ken is what, 12 hours difference, at least.
Yeah. From early morning for him.
Yeah. All right. Well, great result. Very entertaining game. The ball does bounce multiple ways. So today it bounced our way. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean next week is going to be the same. So, got to keep at it. One question though: if Rodriguez is out the next game, do we see Palmer on the bench?
Yes, would be my answer.
And who would start? Smith Marriott?
Now, that's an interesting question. If there's no other reason not to play Palmer, I could see him starting.
Yeah,
It-
what are
I
the
could.
rumors what are the stories that you're hearing? Like, do you hear anything from Welsh Techie at all? I know you guys got a lot of inside channels to information, but
I haven't heard anything recently because obviously he's been out for quite a while.
I'm also including Mullen in that. So, any rumors, anything going on?
Not new ones, no. Going back a while ago, there were some rumors about issues with training. Now, may or may not have been true at the time. I've heard nothing lately about any particular issues. Just the odd Instagram post with a kind of half cryptic, "I'm not happy. I'd like to play boss. Put me in, coach." You know. But that's about it.
It really is an amazing tournament, but it's relentless. He's going to play the hot hand until it's not hot anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
But I could see Palmer coming straight in for Rodriguez's spot for 60 minutes, and then Fletcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That combination did not work.
Yeah.
Right.
The other thing to consider is potentially how good is Fowl playing at the moment. He hasn't been making the bench either, but how well has he been doing training? How close is he to where Parky wants him to be a valuable player, squad player, first 11?
So, when would you say the Rodriguez-Smith era started? January 8th, approximately? What was the...
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right?
Yeah.
And I know you have this at your fingertips much more than I do. What were our points per game leading up to that, and what were our points per game since then? I know they've improved, but...
off the top of my head, guessing now, I would think it was something like 1.8-ish, and then 1.995.
Okay.
9.5, something like that, yeah.
With a promotion risk, that those fine margins matter.
They do. It has been higher. Whether you want to attribute it to both of them or not, people can do that as they wish. But the simple fact is, since they have started playing, that team has achieved more points than we had previously been doing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to explain to someone the ascendancy of Brunt relative to the beginning of the season has been impressive.
Yeah.
The ascendancy of Longman in a very short amount of time is impressive. The ascendancy or consistency of Matty James, because at the beginning he was not necessarily long for the Wrexham world. When him and Bodvarsson came in, it wasn't like they were lighting up. I mean, certainly Bodvarsson wasn't, because he wound up, moving on to Burton. But I don't think Matty James was lighting up the world. It's just interesting how he manages the squad. And also Barnett was lighting up the world, and now he's not quite second fiddle, but 1.5 fiddle, which is. But throughout it all, Dobson's been there, Max, O'Connor to a degree. And even Rathbone, when he came in, they were looking for a spot for him. Like, they weren't exactly sure where he was going to fit in.
Yeah, Rathbone took a lot of time to settle.
Yeah, and settle in he did. So it's such a big difference between last August and now. The squad is different, but the same at the same time, right? You have a couple of your key stalwarts, right? The defensive line that just rattled off. So you basically substitute Brunt for O'Connor on the wings. McClean, even though I think he doesn't necessarily get the same recognition for what he contributes that maybe the manager sees, could just be basically poised on the field. But I think he started all but like maybe 10 games, if even that much, maybe even less than that. So it's an interesting squad. It's different, but it's the same at the same time.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and ponder this: if Marriott didn't break his leg, right, and he was performing on a consistent basis that he did for the first, I don't even remember how many games he played before he broke his leg. 10 games? I forgot the number, but it was pretty early on that he broke his leg. Had he not broken his leg and he'd stayed, there would be no Rodriguez and Smith. It would be Marriott, Mullen, Fletcher, and Palmer.
I wouldn't go that far, but I would potentially say that, yeah, he could be the keystone around which everything is built. Potentially he could be up there with the top goal scorers of the season, assuming similar scoring for the rest of the season. Yeah,
it's just that they would not have been in a goal drought, and even if the points per game were the same, right? I don't think it would have been as much as the outcry for like we need to score.
Yeah,
right. It's because they put Palmer in after Marriott broke his leg that it just the goals were coming. They just weren't coming from the offensive strikers. Mm-hmm. So that led to we need a striker. We need a striker. We need a striker. So, but I say that in the context of I do miss Mullen and I want him to see, and I want to see him and Palmer get the respect and treatment that they deserve. And that's in a positive way, not in a negative way. Because they are ambassadors to this club on a commercial front. They are the faces of the team. So, I mean, all the highlights feature them. So it's just a tough business to be in. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for coming in. Thanks for that. Absolutely. I agree with pretty much everything you said.
All right.
And we will catch you again.
Catch you next week. Up to town.
Take care, Robert. Okay, so we are nearly done. But before we do, let's have a quick look at this. Oh, did it post? No. There we go. From the Wrexham Roundup himself, Mr. Numbers Man, how likely is auto promotion now? Well, I could tell you, but instead of doing that, I'm going to let somebody else respond. Lexi says, numbers, schmumbers, we're going up no matter what. And on that bombshell, guys, I am out of here. I will catch you again on the next show. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.